This video is broken up into 2 parts, which details the initial mix, followed by a casing layer. The first part requires colonized grain, and if you don't have this, stop this video and watch the one linked on the top right. It takes around 3 to 6 weeks for bags to fully colonize, and I wouldn't prepare this mix until then. Links to everything I use is in the description. So, as emphasized in my original video, the key to growing mushrooms is to keep things sterile. I'm not going to elaborate, but everything seen here has been thoroughly cleaned with bleach or alcohol to minimize the risk of contamination. Now, the first thing you want to do is hydrate your cocoa with boiling water. This brick should be around 650 grams, and place a brick of this cocoa in a 5-gallon bucket, then add 5 times the weight of this brick in boiling water. This should be around 3/4 of a gallon. I'll start off with half, then mix it as much as I can. Eventually you're gonna see it won't break apart anymore, so pour the other half, then again, mix as much of it as you can. Then I'll completely seal the bucket and let it cool overnight. The next day, I'll give it one final stir, and now you could prepare your tubs. Add this cocoa to each tub until there's an even layer about 1 inch tall. Then add 1.5 bags of completely colonized grain to each tub. Using gloves, break apart these cakes into small pieces so a flat layer of grain is on top of the cocoa. Then, mix everything thoroughly, but try to avoid letting grains get stuck to the sides. Once mixed, flatten this out again, and now you want to add the casing layer. A casing layer is simply the cocoa mix with no grain. You want to layer it flat on top, around 1 centimeter thick. Since this layer has no grains, it won't support the growth of unwanted mold or bacteria, and it also supports pinning by retaining moisture. Cover the whole entire top, and in the end, you shouldn't be able to see any grains from above. Finally, the last step is to add a little moisture to the air by misting the bottom of the lids and the top of the cocoa. Now, you could finally seal the completed tubs, and they're ready to incubate. Place these tubs in a room around 72 degrees, and for the next 3 to 15 days, do not open these tubs unless you see the mycelium covering 80% of the surface. It'll look like white, fluffy cotton. Once at least 80% of the surface is cloudy, you're ready to flip. Flipping is simply cracking open a little edge of the tub so that air could come in. This is called fresh air exchange and denoted by the acronym FAE. You'll see pinheads start to form, and at this point, all you're doing is spraying the tub every now and then to add back the moisture that evaporated. That's pretty much it. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like, hit that bell, and for the best tutorials on how to grow, check out my site, hwgrow.com.